Headlines and punchlines for September 19th, 2025. More than a dozen Democratic New York elected officials were arrested Thursday at a federal building in Lower Manhattan while seeking access to a United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement holding facility. Further proof that the Democratic politicians go to jail for no crimes, while Republican politicians roam free with more crimes. In a 51-47 party line vote, the Republican Senate confirmed 48 of Donald Trump's nominees in a single vote on Thursday after the Republican majority triggered the, quote, nuclear option, close quote, to make a far-reaching rule change. Because making complete asses of themselves is the only thing that the Republicans don't do half-assed. A powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake has struck near the east coast of Russia's Kamchatka region, according to the United States Geological Survey. There were no immediate reports of damage to Russia from the earthquake. All of the real damage done to Russia is being done by Putin. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for September 19th, 2025. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Whoa. Whoa. I say whoa. I say whoa to you. I'm blasting it. Let's blast it. Turn it up loud. It's fucking loud.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is right. Alex. Right. Wait. Right.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
I gotta be brighten myself.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
Look, it's me. You get it? That's me. I don't know. Signs is right. Why is the sign right? But I can the sign properly. You care. Good morning, folks. It is a Friday. Almost made it through another week here. Surprisingly. I really didn't, I had some doubts about this week. But here we are. Friday. Weekend is here. Yay. Let the party get started. Well, maybe a little later. Today we're going to talk about empathy. I believe, did I say the date? Did I say Friday, September 19th, 2025? Yes, that's right. Right? If I'm wrong, sue me. Today we're going to talk about empathy. I believe it was the late, great Saint Charlie Kirk who said, empathy is a made-up thing. It's a bad thing. It's actually a bad thing. And today we're going to dispute that. And this was planned before Charlie empathized with a bullet going through his neck. And if that's something that the FCC frowns upon me saying, I'll say it again. That was before Charlie empathized with a bullet going through his neck. So we're going to talk with Thomas R. Wilson, not the former admiral who was the big shot in the United States Defense Department or whatever. It's just a guy. Just a guy. Well, he's from Manchester. I think he's an author. Do I have a book for him? Who knows? You don't even care anymore, do you? We've given up caring, haven't we? Because of all the gaslighting, constant gaslighting we're getting. Today, ironically enough, who's talking over there? Turn that volume down. Turn your own volume down. Brian Kilmeade is chastising Jimmy Kimmel for going too far. Let me say that again. Brian Kilmeade is chastising Jimmy Kimmel for going too far. Way too far. Way over the line. Brian Kilmeade. You know what Brian Kilmeade is? If you don't, Brian Kilmeade is the guy who called for involuntary lethal injection to anybody who was on the streets, homeless, even veterans, just anybody who was inconvenient to him. I guess his plan was to sneak up on him with a needle and just give him the old lethal injection. He's saying Jimmy Kimmel went too far and here's what Jimmy Kimmel did, in case you are being gaslighted and don't know. Jimmy Kimmel made fun of Donald Trump's response to a question on how he was handling the Charlie Kirk shooting. And Donald Trump's response was, well, we're building a big, beautiful ballroom over it. Jimmy Kimmel made fun of that. That's why he got fired or suspended indefinitely. Compare the two. Making fun of a doofy-ass, Alzheimer-ridden, fat loser president who can't answer the question asked to him, but needs to brag about a gaudy ballroom he's building, or a guy who's saying we should kill everybody he doesn't like. Which one of those would you say went too far? If you answered B, I didn't give him an A and B, so fuck you, you idiot. I'm sorry. I'm in a bad mood. It's Friday. You get in a good mood, right? Anyway, we talked to Thomas R. Wilson about empathy. I guess he was he's a writer and business owner, advocate, sensory-friendly spaces and events. Sensory. Is this sensory? I feel sensory to me. You see me. You hear me, right? You don't smell me, which is good for you. And, yeah. All right. I'm just going to play a commercial because I can. Nobody's going to buy the shit anyway. Go to our fucking store. So am I saying fuck too much? I think I am. Fuck it. Anyway, go to our store, buy some stuff. Or go to Daily High Club. Daily High Club called me up 2 days ago, really. Seriously. I don't know, Daily High Club. Receptionist, a marketing dude at Daily High Club said, what happened? No, all your sales dropped off. You were doing well. I think they're all stoned. But listen, if you're not high daily, get high daily. Daily High Club.
With humble East Coast beginnings in 2015, Daily High Club is the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and consumption accessories. If you're looking to elevate your smoking game to the next level, you're in the right place. With over 1 million top-quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. But Daily High Club is not just a retailer, we're lovers of the smoking scene ourselves, working with giants like Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, Chanel West Coast, and more. Ready to join the Daily High Club? Let our experts curate your collection with our awesome El Primo monthly subscription box, or grab one of our fun and unique pieces from our smoke shop. Click the link in the description below this video to get this party started now.
Yeah, get the party, get it started now. Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me right now, our man who is a giant of the smoking scene himself. Not really, G.D. Fenderson. Good morning, G.D.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com.
What's wrong with the voice?
Now is the time for all good comics to come to the aid of the cunts that wouldn't give them a late-night TV hosting job. They need our help to stand-up. They need our help to stand up to authoritarianism.
See, that's a difference there.
Yeah, they're cowards. They need our help. So cancel your subscription to Disney.
Oh,
Yes.
uh,
MyWebTV.com. Buy shit from us. Be
yeah.
empathetic and care about what happens to us. Keep us
Well,
off the streets.
there is a difference between standing up and stand up. That's definitely a thing. The difference between standing up and stand up. I don't have a Disney subscription to cancel, so
You need to get a monthly subscription and cancel it.
see the thing is, once I get the monthly subscription, prescription, or what can I get with it? They're not going to let me out of it. It's just like, well, you got to jump through hoops. You got to find
No, it's really easy. Disney lets you out real easy, kinda, I think. But here's the thing. Then write them and say, I was going to join Disney, but I realized you're a bunch of fucking cowards.
Oh, yes. Well, cowards is. I'm cutting Disney just a little cunt of slack. Cunt of slack, because they don't they have lots of different interests that they are and they have to they're representing there. I mean, it's a corporation and a lot of stockholders and people who
Yeah.
really care about where you're going to make up that $6 billion in revenue we get every year. How are you going to make that up? And those people are saying, well, you can't. You're going to have to take it.
Okay, here's where I don't feel sorry for those rich bastards at all. Okay, I'm just saying, when they took on, when they decided to buy other entities to, because Disney used to be just an amusement park. They were an amusement park. That was their thing. They did amusement and movies. That's it. They decided we want to
And a
take on.
television show.
Well, yeah. Well, eventually it's a television show. But
Television show started before the park started. He announced Uncle Walt announced the building of Disneyland on his Sunday night show. So, but go ahead.
The point is, they had a business model, and they decided to expand into other things. And when you expand into other things and go public, you take on that responsibility, good or bad. Okay, so it's not like you don't know that there's a possibility that if you buy ABC, that something could go wrong, or if you buy ESPN, that something could go wrong. Okay, and that you're going to be held responsible. All right, you buy ESPN, like ESPN, it had troubles before. Jimmy the Greek, right, and Rush Limbaugh. Okay, those are public things. Those are examples where people can just say the wrong thing, and all of a sudden the corporation is held responsible for that one person.
Got it.
They know that.
I agree with you, and I said a cunt hair of slack here. And now,
I think a cunt hair is too generous.
I appreciate your opinion, but consider this: it comes down to one human being or the head making maybe a guy in a boardroom, several people making this decision of how we're going to deal with $6 billion annually that we have to make up, and where's it going to come from? And our stockholders are now. I'm not feeling sorry for them, but that's a tough position for an executive to be in. What do I do? Do I get rid of one guy and let people be angry about that, or do I say the whole company is flushed down the toilet now because we have no money left? We just lost $6 billion in revenue. We got nothing. So it's either burn the ship or throw the one of the staff overboard.
Well, one thing they can do is they could actually cut back on the bonuses to those billionaire fucks in the room.
Again,
that would help somewhat.
I understand. Yes, you're right. I don't have any sympathy for those people, but I'm just saying it's a decision that was forced. They couldn't just say, "Oh,
I agree. I agree with you that them be some hard decisions to make, but that's also why they claim they need that money that they're making, because they make those hard decisions. That's why we're worth the money.
Well, we were not in agreement because I didn't say it was a hard decision. It's an impossible decision to make. The decision was made by the FCC. You want your television station, get rid of the guy. That was okay. We'll get rid of the television station, and then everybody's fucked.
But they can't take away they can't do that legally. That's the thing is they're just avoiding hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawsuits fees, attorney fees that they would win in court. They would win that case in court.
Would they win that case in court?
Whatever it is that the FCC tries to take ABC's license, if the FCC tries to take ABC's license, they would win that case in court. They just have to be willing to go to court and take the money and spend the money.
Who owns the judges?
Whoever pays them the most, and I think ABC could do that. ABC, look, you're a judge, okay? Wouldn't you love to have your own Judge Judy show on ABC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's what you hit them with. We were looking at Your Honor. We were looking at you to be the next Judge Joe.
I apologize to the audience. It seems that Friday is the day that GD takes his Pollyanna pills and just believes in good. He believes in good versus evil and believes the good guys win.
No, I think bribing judges with TV shows is awful.
Yeah,
I don't think that's good. I think it's terrible.
Right.
I'm just smiling.
But you both thought good guys would win. I mean, because when you say that they would win that case,
yeah, I'm not saying they're good guys. I'm just saying when it comes to two pieces of shit fighting in a turd bowl, one's going to win, and one of them has a decided advantage. I think the piece of shit billionaires have the advantage over the piece of shit FCC.
But the FCC is backed by lots more billionaires. The richest billionaires in America, the two biggest billionaires, three. Actually, Bezos is in there too.
And the other billionaires, who would be next if Disney folds, there are other billionaire companies also going to fold.
I'm scratching the top of my head.
Those billionaires are the ones who fund these political campaigns. Okay, they're the ones who are giving all the money. So they just had to say, okay, fine. We will not fund your political campaigns. The Republicans are going to dry up. We're going to fund nothing but Democrats.
Hold on, I'm getting a call here from Brian Kilmeade. Yeah, he went too far? Way too far? Got it. Okay. Brian Kilmeade.
I think that the Kimball joke was hilarious because I think that the final punchline was that Donald Trump is in the construction phase of grief.
Right.
That's hilarious. And I think that's what got them upset. That's what got them upset. Not because they weren't the only ones to show the clip of Donald Trump saying the Donald Trump. What about the death of your good friend? And Donald Trump goes like, right. They weren't the only ones to show that clip. That clip was everywhere. Okay, that clip was shown just about everywhere. We didn't show the clip, but we mentioned it several times. We referred to it. So that clip was not isolated. What was isolated was that really great joke afterwards, and that
was a good joke. It's a good joke.
Yeah. Well,
but
I'm saying for Jimmy Kimmel, that was a great joke.
I don't know. To be honest, I would not know. But they are gaslighting us about what the issue is because they're saying that he claimed the shooter, the kid Tyler Robinson, was definitely a MAGA guy. What he said, you can parse words, and we are in the era of parsing words. You know, you had the Stone Age, you had the Jet Age, you had the Information Age. Now we're in the parsing words age. And that's what we do. We just look for a meaning between words and stuff. What he said was the MAGA gang is determined to find any way to say this guy wasn't part of them. And then he said, which he was. Now they're taking that, which he was, to say this guy was a MAGA. Like, there is no fucking MAGA headquarters where you go to sign up to be a MAGA. If you're a Trump guy, you're MAGA. That's basically what we mean. So you can't disprove that or prove it.
Whoa. You mean I've been paying those membership dues for nothing?
Yes.
Damn it.
You don't even fucking have a hat.
I do have a hat.
Why do you need me to tell you you're getting ripped off?
They told me it was in the mail.
For the last 9 years. Okay. That's fine.
It was being handmade in America. If I want good quality American made MAGA.
See, that's not the real MAGA. That's not the real MAGA then. Everybody knows MAGA stuff is made in China.
No, you can't. You can't have a country that's so America first, and they make their merchandise in China. You can't. That's not. That doesn't even make sense. How's that even possible?
I
I think you're
know.
lying, Matt. Where's that disclaimer? I think you're lying to me. I think you're lying.
Okay.
I'm waiting for my American-made MAGA hat.
Wait, the FCC is calling right now. I think I've gone too far. I'm not even answering. I'm screening it. So where were we? Oh yeah. So
You were lying to me about my hat being made in China.
That lie aside, your particular hat might have been made in America, but because we got rid of all the migrants who were going to be making it, it's still going to be another 9 or 10 years.
Well, they said they were having a slight labor issue. They did say that, and there might be a slight delay.
All right.
They did send me that note, and I'd show it to you if I had it.
Here's the point. They're saying that Jimmy Kimmel lied to people when he insinuated, when he suggested that this guy might be a MAGA guy. And to be honest, we have no idea what this guy's. We have not heard from him. We've heard from people who know him. We heard his grandmother say that she didn't know a single liberal, that everybody was MAGA in the family. We've heard from his friends who said he wasn't politically affiliated. We don't know. So Jimmy Kimmel, at best, was saying something he believed to be true. At worst, he was saying he wasn't sure what was true.
And if they're going to get him on that, what about Kash Patel saying that they had the suspect in custody, tweeting,
Kash Patel doesn't have a show. So he doesn't have a show.
Yeah, he tweeted it, and I bet you that tweet hit more people. I think Jimmy Kimmel, his show was like 1.77 million. They said he had 1.77 million viewers on ABC, and I'm willing to bet that Kash Patel's tweet probably hit more people than that, especially by the time it was retweeted by Donald Trump and people like that.
Listen, Jimmy Kimmel, as far as late night television shows and ratings, what GG just said there, that makes you like us of podcasting. Like, wow, 1.7 million on a broadcast station that could potentially reach 340 or whatever, how many homes.
Well, first of all, we know for a fact that 300 million people died last year. So there's not, for them to get 1.77 million, which means there's only 40 viewers. No, but what I'm saying is there's only 40 million people in the country left because 300 million died. Then those other 1.77 million are international viewers.
Well, I feel a little more fortunate now that you put it like that. I'm one of the 40 million left living. I don't know, fortunate or unfortunate, what that makes me.
It means we have more. It means we have more resources. We just have to claim them.
Oh,
and you know what happens. And you know what happens when you have less people in the world? The air gets cleaner, the water gets cleaner. You get more animals in your yard and chickens pecking at your legs. You get more deer running through your yard looking for your weed. That's what happens when you have less people. The animals and the planet flourishes.
See, none of those things sound like a good thing. Chickens,
cleaner air and cleaner waters and stuff.
Oh, those sound like a good thing. But the chickens,
just think the water, the fish, and the sound near your house would no longer be radioactive. You could actually catch them and eat them.
All right, I'll pour it.
And here's the last thing about the court case, and it's not the last thing, but it's the most recent thing. It's the current thing. When I say last, I don't mean final. When I say last, I mean it's what I'm thinking about now. The most recent thing. Trump on Air Force One, FARCE, Air Force One. Well, actually, when Trump is on this Air Farts One, on Air Farts One. Says that everybody hit Trump. Everybody's hitting Trump. He's making it personal. He says all these late night people hitting Trump, and they need to have their license revoked or taken away. It's Trump is saying, look, it's because they're attacking me.
Right.
Trump saying that right there. That is evidence in court. I'm saying they have the evidence.
You're absolutely right. Trump is saying, I did this because he hurt my butt. He's saying that quote, and then all his followers are saying Trump had nothing to do with this. Like, well, no. He's claiming he's taking credit for it.
Right. He took credit for Colbert.
Yeah, right.
For Colbert. He takes credit for anything that he thinks is a good thing for him. If 300 million people died in Gaza last week, and Trump would take credit for that if he thought it would make him, the closer friends with Netanyahu. Trump would say, "Yeah, I approve those 300 million deaths in Gaza," and then once they say, "Well, Trump, you're now being considered as a war criminal," and he goes like, "What 300 million people? Gaza only had 1 point." All of a sudden, his facts get real straight. What? There were only 1.2 million to begin with. Where those four? Where those other 300 million people come from? I never. What?
His facts never get real straight. They might get a little straighter.
Yeah, they get straight-ish. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so the bottom line here is very few people are going to miss Jimmy Kimmel, but everybody should be concerned about why he's gone. It's not like it's kind of like you lost a penny. It doesn't really matter that you lost a penny. It matters that the Nazis came and took your penny.
And and here's the thing: if you lost a penny, think of the joy you have when you find a penny. And especially if it's the head side up. It's like, even though it's mythical, it's not real good luck. You go like, I found a penny, and the head was head side up. So yeah, people don't appreciate a lot of the stuff they lose when they lose it.
And if you have that penny, you can buy cheap followers on Streamboo.com. Remove the special bably boo boo and no the and you can get your cheap followers. Cheap followers. Oh, look, we got Ron Kane. I wonder if he's going to do any more than just wave.
I thought you took his credentials, Matt. What the hell is this? We just let people in the neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood. Good morning, Ron.
There's a special portal between York, Pennsylvania, and or Hanover, wherever the fuck he is. There's a portal. Good morning, Ron. Good to see you. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, not doing too bad. Me and my wife, we celebrated our anniversary yesterday.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
I got one coming up on Sunday.
Oh, congratulations. How many years?
How many years is it for me? 17, 2008.
Amateurs.
Well, Ron, it's my ninth marriage. Come on.
You on 30? What you on 30 years, Ron?
20. We celebrated 25.
25.
We celebrated 25. We're on our 40th, but we just celebrated 25 of those.
As my wife likes to say, we're actually on year 31 because we
that's
years.
That's where I got the 30 from. Okay. Now, Ron, I just need clarification, because there was a rumor that I started that Matthew James Ruth was actually be scheduled to be on your next Fratelli's comedy show. But apparently there's a spot now because he's dead, because he killed a bunch of cops in York. I just want to know about that rumor that I started. Is it true?
I want to know about that rumor.
No, it's just a guy that just shot some cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
He wasn't a comedian that was supposed to be on one of your shows.
I think we've gone too far.
Well, it is, because he lied in wait for him. They went to that house for a call, and they were just being shot at. So,
well, I'm just saying, I'm glad I'm just saying, Ron, I'm glad that he's not on one of your shows, because that bastard killed a dog. Okay, he shot a dog. He shot and killed a dog, and no one who kills a dog should ever be allowed on a comedy stage. Period. That's why Mike Vick's comedy career went to hell.
Interesting. My mom's back in the hospital. She went in the hospital last night, so that's not good.
That's not a good thing. No.
Well, hospital is better than hospice, right?
Yeah, it should, if they make her more comfortable.
She's basically on hospice without being on hospice.
Okay.
So she went in last night, and I mean, we'll see what happens. But I can't. I mean, she is starving to death. That's what's happening to her. I know that's a great way to start your morning, everybody. But that's
fortunately, we've been into the show for 28 minutes, so you're not gonna. But how are you doing? How are you taking it? How are you doing?
I mean, the past 2.5 months, I've done a lot of grieving and stuff, which is weird, when you're grieving somebody while they're alive. And so I don't know, I've kind of accepted that this is going to happen. I mean, that's really all I can do at this point.
Now,
she
have you
is
reached
conscious
the
of
construction?
hey, the host is asking a question. I'm sorry. Is she aware of the end is coming near, and is she fully conscious of this?
Yeah.
That sucks. I mean, I would want to drug me up. I know I'm dying, but put me make me comatose. Well, just at least get me enough white weed that I'm on. I can watch the funnies or something.
She has told me numerous times that she hates this because she's confined to a bed. She can't do anything. Someone, you have to feed her and all that shit. So,
oh my god, it awaits all of us. It's awaiting me, but you guys will come too. I mean, maybe not GD. I think probably somehow the people who run this planet want him around to make people suffer through bad comedy constantly for eternity. But the rest of us, it's all coming to, which is it's a sick reality, man. And this is the kind of thing that makes me question. Why would somebody, the people who believe in God or creation and all this, why would somebody create something that is so, it builds up hope, it builds up everything, and then all of a sudden, the downside of the hill is just misery. And like, God loves you, though. He's got a funny way of showing it. He's an abusive dad. But I'm sorry. So I'm sorry you're going through this. I've been through it.
Thank you.
It's a tough thing, man.
Yeah. Ron Ann says, hiya, Ron. Sure do miss you. Happy anniversary. And while she's typing, I'm pretty sure she's about typing something about condolences for your mom, but I'm not going to get to that yet because she's still typing. I don't want to rush it.
Now, I appreciate that. And for the love of God, make sure your vibrator is charged. That's all I can say.
Now, Ron, have you reached the construction stage of grief? Because apparently that is like the most important stage of grief. That's where Trump is with his grieving for Charlie Kirk. And I'm just saying, when you get to the construction stage, if you need any support, call me, and I will put Matt on the line for you.
Yeah, but the funny thing about that guy being killed is when you know several people that have been murdered. This is like, all right. You fucking get over it the next day. It's like, all right, here we are.
Yeah.
I can say that because I know several people that have been murdered.
Wow.
You knew people who murdered before you were even born.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, well, you didn't really know them, but if you do a DNA search, you can get to know them a little better than you did.
I mean, my dad was like assassinated. So should I start an online empire focusing on that?
Well, you should. You should. You did. You started Ron Kane Comedy, Turning Point USA. So you did start that, and we should contribute.
With everything that's going on with my mom, I will say that it's really like brought out a lot of good creative stuff out of me because I approached this like all this shit differently, and it's like it seems like it's paying off for me.
Well, I know when I started doing comedy 11 years ago, the week I was supposed to do my first set, that's when I found out my mother was terminally ill.
Okay.
And most of, in case you didn't notice, most of my material at that time was about my mom. And so my friends were saying things like, the other comedians that were going to be performing with me saying, you just found out your mother's dying. You still going to do that mother material? I said, yes, because it's not like if I don't do it, she's going to live. It's like, it has nothing to do with her living. It's, it's part of the life. It's part of life. We just have to enjoy the moments that we can.
Well, a few years ago when Laura was sick and stuff, and I was going through a bad time, and I was writing a lot of dark stuff. So now fast forward, I'm still writing some of that dark material, but I've definitely learned how to manage it and work my way through it, and when to completely go off the ledge and when to pull it back. So it's taught me a lot. So we'll see.
I know when COVID first started and people didn't know what it was, Carol had it, and she was. I honestly, I thought she was about to die, and I was writing. I was writing material about the whole thing. While she was going through it, and I remember thinking, I need to know how this is going to end, so I know how to finish this routine, this bit. So that. The comedy was my solace because I was, if I didn't have the comedy to fall back on, just the sheer fact that my wife was in the next room possibly dying and I couldn't stop it is, just absolutely powerless. And now that I'm trying to take care of her as best I can, who knew that the horse tranquilizer I was giving her doesn't help? I didn't. I mean, the horse antibody didn't work. I didn't know. I was trying everything. So, but it turned out okay. She lived, so I wrote a happy ending for it.
Welcome to Death with the Morning, folks. It's a new program.
This is a morning show. This is a morning show, Matt. You shouldn't have done a morning show if you didn't want to talk about morning.
Death in the morning.
It's morning in the coffee.
Morning in the morning, yes.
Yeah.
Morning death with the coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it. Ann just wrote sending prayers, Ron. I knew she was typing something. I just, we're simpatico. I could tell.
Ron doesn't believe in prayers, so take him back. I'm sorry. That's just a mean thing to say. I don't believe in prayers either. So
now, when my mom dies, do I need to pay homage to Charlie Kirk for allowing her to die?
I think you need to send donations to Turning Point USA.
Yeah.
But donate them in your mom's name. You send them to Charlie, but you donate in your mom's name. I think that's what the prerequisite is now.
Some lady just one of these healers.
Somewhere out there, there's a podcaster going, are they? I don't understand. Is Ron's mom really dying, and are they really this callous?
I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it.
Is Ron? And will Ron be an orphan then? And if Ron becomes an orphan,
I don't know if you two have ever experienced this, but like when I was like really grieving my mom not too long ago, like the worst
was grieving her.
The worst was like driving, and then like maybe a song would come on. It doesn't matter even what the song is, and it could just be like a line or two. Then you start like.
Did you ever have to pull over and finish the cry? Because I've had to do that a few times. I just had to pull over. And
I haven't had a cry that bad, but I've had someone where it's just like, and I just keep driving.
I did because it was I can't remember the name of the song, but one of the lines was talking about them not leaving any money to the kids, and because my mom didn't leave us anything except for a letter, because she died broke.
And that ain't right.
That's it. That ain't right. Yeah, I was like on the side of the road going, that ain't right.
There's this song out there by this guy. His name is Co Wetzel, and the song is
that the Mexican god?
Yeah, the song's called "I Have Nothing Left to Say," and that's what the chorus is like. I have nothing left to say but goodbye, goodbye. And like when that came on, it was like, God damn.
Wow. Yeah, sad songs. That's what they're for, though. They're for to help you get those tears out because you need to shed those tears.
Now, there's also a flip side to this because, like I said, it can happen to any song. And now there is a song by this guy called Kevin Gates. He is a rapper, and the song is called "I Love This Bitch." And that has made me cry.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and choose like one song that I don't think would make anybody cry if their mother was going through what your mother is going through, and that would be "Wet Ass Pussy." I don't think that there's a line in there that would get me to well up in that situation.
Let's look up the lyrics to "Wet Ass
Pussy." Do it.
Look up the lyrics to "I Love This Bitch" by Kevin Gates.
Oh.
Okay. Now
because
I know
that song is not a sad love song.
I know you said Kevin, traditional Kevin. Okay.
Kevin Hart. Are you trying to say Kevin Hart?
Kevin
Hart. You're trying to say Kevin Hart.
You say
Right.
Kevin Gates or Yates?
Gates.
Kevin Hart.
Because it's trying to give me a bunch of other stuff. Kevin Gates, I love this bitch video. I want the lyrics. There we go. They kept trying to give me some kind of. They kept trying to give me some kind of Toby Keith song.
Let's make fun of Steven. Steven wants us to stop in the middle of the night at some pig's house for him to do a booty call on the way to West Virginia. Wow.
Yeah, I got the lyrics here.
No, I didn't realize Steven was swinging into bestiality. Good job, Steven.
Wow. All right. I think the FCC just called and wants to cancel Ron Kane. He was already canceled. He was self-canceled.
Okay. There's the core. I'm just going to go with the chorus for right now. She want to be thugged on. I like it. I could tell she the type to get excited from the back. She gone arch it right. She hiking. Get it, mama. Get it, Molly. Lift it up. Put it on me. Gotta eat the bitch off the bone when you do it. I can be your only fan. We could make a movie out of mine. We be going live in jacuzzi. And dick her down. Gotta get a towel cause she oozing. What a yeah.
The great love songs of our era.
Yeah. When I was growing up, there was a song called I'll Always Love My Mama. And I felt that song brought tears to my eyes because I never felt that way about that song. Is like, okay, I wish I had that kind of thing.
I think most of the people who've listened to this program would dispute you've never felt that because you seem to have a very strong attachment to you.
Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, a strong attachment. Yes, but that doesn't make it love. I mean, you think about what they call Stockholm Syndrome. There's a very strong attachment there, and it's not love.
I can't define love, so maybe you're right. Maybe you know more about love than I would because I don't know. I'm Mr. Not. What the fuck is love? That's what I'm saying. That's my new song. What the fuck is love?
I mean, I cared for her, and I admire the fact that she didn't have to take me in and raise me. You know, my aunt, she could have left me with my grandmother. My grandmother lived until I was in my 20s. She didn't have to take me. You know, she lived 16 years after my mother took me in.
You gonna break that?
Oh.
I do love hearing songs in the grocery stores now because it's like kind of geared towards my generation. So sometimes I'll hear like the Pixies, where is your man? And that song makes me laugh every time I hear it because it's about about murdering hobos on the railroad.
Okay, now that I did not know because I've never listened to the lyrics long enough.
The lyrics are fucking dark, and it's about a guy that kills hobos on trains.
Wow.
Is it Where is your man? By the Pixies?
Oh, here we go now. More. This is what's
There
that?
Comes My Man. That's the song. Right.
So you're still doing.
There goes my man. Right. There goes my man. Here comes your man.
Here come the judge. I think you got it wrong.
Yeah, here comes your man. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here, it's about winos and hobos traveling on the trains who die. Oh, in the California earthquake, peeing their pants.
Wow. Yes, because I've never listened to all of the music, and I never sang. Well, so therefore I never sang it anyway. But I remember the first line: "Outside, there's a boxcar waiting."
Yep.
And I never got past any of the other lyrics. Except for "Here comes your man, here comes your man." Those are the only lines I ever knew of that song. Outside, there's a boxcar waiting, and here comes your man. Those are the only two lines I ever knew about that song.
I don't know how you process this comment because. Even if it's true, and I'm just going to say GD's mom was an attractive lady. I've seen a picture or two, too. But GD's mom was smoking from the pic I saw. For me, I don't think I could, even if it were true. It's not true in my case. My mom, well, she was smoking when she had me. She was smoking 2 packs a day.
When she got him. Smoking when you got him.
They were smoking in the hospital room. They were smoking in the maternity ward when I was born. Like and I think she had a martini too. Like that's go full barf. See,
like, we're all out of Demerol. How would you like a martini?
Give her a Valium and a martini and a cigarette.
Give her a cigarette. Give her a cigarette and a martini to calm her down.
We have your medicine, man. Here's your pack of parliaments. Good luck.
We have filtered and unfiltered, mentholated and non-menthol.
I just don't know how I would be able to. It's got to be weird here.
Did your mom smoke, Matt?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
What was her favorite brand of shitty cigarette?
You know what? It's hard for me to remember exactly. It might have been. I don't know because all I know is in my house I was the little kid at the time, and I remember my mother and father and brother and grandmother all fucking smoking at the dinner table. My grandmother and grandfather both smoked. My grandfather smoked Camel, and my grandmother smoked Viceroys, both non-filtered cigarettes. And I'm there, a little kid. How much secondhand smoke did I get at 4 years old, watching 5 adults just puffing away like?
GD. Matt's family probably looked at him and was like, "Can you believe this pussy doesn't smoke?" Like he's 4 years old and he doesn't smoke. Come on.
Yeah,
they probably said it like this. Matt, this is your grandma. Trust me, you're gonna want to try this. Take a hit of this. Trust your grandma, Matt.
Now you need that deep lung cough, like you're coughing something up. Yeah.
Hey, literally, when I was born, I'm not making this up. They had a cigarette card. Nurses brought a cigarette card around in the hospital, and you could buy cigarettes from your hospital bed. Crazy. And yes, when I was born, my mother was smoking cigarettes. I do believe, honestly, I think she was drinking the same day. Like it explains a lot, I know. And my mom was when I say she drinking, she drank some pretty stiff drinks, martinis. If you're familiar with a martini, it's a pretty potable. So,
my mom's drink was Cutty Sock on the rocks.
Yeah, the drink cart goes around to all the people that have broken bones in the hospital.
Yeah.
You need some medicine.
Fucking A. No wonder we're the sickest country in the. We're not the sickest country in the world. We were much sicker.
You're in a lot of pain. You need moonshine. You need You need 180 proof moonshine.
I drank 100%. That's what is 100 proof.
100 proof is 50% alcohol.
Well, then this was 200 proof. Then it was Everclear. It was grain alcohol. It was really Everclear, and they sold it in the liquor store, but it was really for like wood.
It's like burning stuff off of wood and cleaning your carburetor and shit.
Right.
Like that.
And we put it in Kool-Aid and drank it in college. Yeah, that was the night that we stole the vending machines. Come to think of it. It had a lot to do with stealing the vending machines. But yeah, so that stuff, it's surprising that I'm still alive. All right. Ron, are you keeping up with the news at all? I mean, obviously you know about the Charlie Kirk stuff, but do you hear all the constant gaslighting bullshit and conspiracy theories that are coming out of this nonsense?
Yeah, I've heard some of them, but I mean, to me, it just boils down. Like all that's out there because they can't handle it that the shooter does not fit their narrative. They were hoping for somebody like GD's skin color, but once I seen the footage of him getting shot and one shot, it's like, oh yeah, that is a white guy through and through that knows how to shoot. This is so obvious.
And even considering that they keep saying that was his first time shooting somebody. And that's just and you do it live on television in front of all. I'm sorry, I get nervous on stage every time. I still get nervous. I don't even
and I'm almost 200 yards away too.
Yeah, I'm not killing anybody, and I'm standing like 20 feet from people, and I'm not killing them. You know, so I
Yeah.
get nervous, but he's one shot.
Yeah, as soon as I seen the way that he was shot, I knew it was a white guy because it wasn't like a close-up shooting. Yeah, at that point, if it was somebody that would have went up to him, maybe it could have been somebody with a different skin color, but no.
Yeah, and
But
also a
do
black
you
person
think,
probably would have had like an Uzi and would have sprayed the place first,
do
and
you
then turned it like that.
what about the first guy that was arrested? Do you buy that he was like whipping his dick out or something?
Oh, whipping his dick out. I didn't hear that, but I did hear, first of all, Kyle Kalinske, who is no conspiracy theorist, brought up issues of video of this guy at 9/11 claiming he had something to do with it then. And then he was at, like, not the Boston Marathon, but another marathon where there was a shooting. And there's video of him talking to the news station and saying he was part of the planning of it. Like, this was this guy's thing. But how did he know to show up there and be ready to confess to something? Or maybe
He may not have known to show up. It just may have been a confession of opportunity.
Yeah, that's true. Could have been that. But he forgot when he was confessing that, he forgot this little piece of information that he had a phone full of kiddie porn.
But I also think this whole thing is like I've heard you say too, Matt. I think it's a Reichenstag. What's happening right now?
Yeah.
That's what they were hoping for, because this is all theory and conjecture. So this is not real, everybody. My conspiracy would be it makes sense that they would try and sacrifice somebody like him because that's an acceptable loss to them. What's a big deal? This guy would be sacrificed. We gain his following, and hopefully we can motivate all these young guys that follow him to rise up. But I don't think that's working quite the way they intended.
One lesson, I'm going to sound like a conspiracy theory. One lesson the intelligence or the Justice Department had learned from Lee Harvey Oswald is you don't put a microphone in front of a guy so he could say what you don't want him to say. So we have not heard from this guy. We don't know. We know that he grew up in a MAGA family. We know that we know that his motivation seemed to be he hated or thought Charlie Kirk was spreading hate. That doesn't mean he's leftist, by the way. But Sam Morrill, oh my God, this is the best use of comedy in a tragedy I've ever seen. He's doing a bit, and I don't want to ruin it because I would suck at delivering it. But he was talking about, the guy was engraving bullets. You go into the bullet engraver and it says, "Catch this fascist." When does the bullet engraver say, "What are you using this for again?" Like, I'm going deer hunting. I'm hunting deer. Like,
yeah, I seen that Sam Morril joke. That was a great fucking joke.
Fucking great. I mean, that's a masterclass on how to do jokes at a time of a tragedy, because nobody could be offended by that unless you one of the people catching the bullet.
Professional bullet engraver.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about the people that are, they're all upset because you're saying shit about Charlie Kirk, and now they want all this backlash and all this shit? Do you find it odd that some of the people that are coming to his defense?
I haven't seen anybody unexpected come to his defense in my world. I have seen people I would expect to just stretch the truth. I've one Mike King, who happens to be a black guy comedian, he was standing up for him and saying he wasn't racist. Somebody showed me proof that he was racist, and you could take all the other instances of him saying racial things, the black pilot, you can take everything else away. The one thing that is undoubtable in my mind, you can't argue that this is not racist when he says affirmative action, you need to steal a white person's job. There's no context in which that is not racist. That is an assumption that all jobs belong to white people until somebody steals them away. That's what he's saying.
All good jobs, not all jobs, because there's fruit pickers. Those jobs don't belong to white people.
Yeah,
those agriculture jobs, the meat packing business, that doesn't belong to them. Just the good ones.
So it will soon if we keep getting rid of immigrants.
Mike King, who is again a black comedian, is refusing to believe that Charlie was a racist because a lot of people are telling, well, it was taken out of context.
I've never seen him at any of the black meetings, so we do not accept him. Or at any of the comedian meetings. I haven't seen him at any of the humorous meetings either.
I don't really know him either. There's a couple of, there was a Mike King who was on this program who was a psychotic fuck. He was on here twice. It was scary psychotic. I mean, weird dude. But that wasn't this one. I don't know this one. He's just on my friends list somehow, and he keeps inviting me to join groups, and I don't want to join any more groups.
Well, the most important thing is that we're not talking about how any of this could be stopped or anything to prevent it in the future. The only thing we're hearing is that you need to worship this guy and that was murdered. Well, guess what? People get murdered every day, and we do jack shit about it.
They didn't. Trump said nothing about the 3 cops that were killed in New York. They said nothing. And these are the we love the blues people. Well, not they love giving us the blues, but I'm saying they support the people in blue also. And they never,
to me, like even like that police shooting, it doesn't even come down to like supporting the blue or anything. I think it's just common decency. These guys just showed up to do their job.
Right.
They're showing up to do, and then I got some asshole just shooting at you from a field.
Yeah, it's the times we live in.
Yeah, I mean, and granted, the police definitely need work. They need an overhaul. Things need to be changed, but at the same time, you need police if you want to have like social order and some kind of society that functions.
Fair enough. I agree with you on that, and I'm not saying that I support people who kill police. I'm just saying what I'm about to say. It will probably get me Jimmy Kimmel. That's a new thing, a new verb. Jimmy Kimmel is a new verb. I don't know if you know it. If people tell you we're at war, and this is the enemy telling you we're at war, then you have some of us are going to believe they're serious about being at war. And if you are at war, all fair comes off the table, and that strategy of setting up people, making a phone call and arranging for people to show up, that's part of war. So if you tell people that we're at war, this is civil war, you tell them that enough, they start to believe it. They're going to arm themselves and be prepared, and that is a good tactic if you are at war. It's definitely something that's worth considering. And there's no such thing as terrorism when you're in a war. When you're in a war, you do whatever you can to win. So I'm not making excuses for people who fought them, but if they totally believe that this is it, civil war has started, then you do desperate things like that, and you kill innocent people get killed in war all the time.
Yeah, the thing about the Civil War thing that does make me laugh is that no one takes a step back for a second to consider that the country is in a much different place than when the original Civil War fucking happened.
Oh yeah, I've been talking about it all.
People are now more integrated.
It's not north and south. It's neighbor to neighbor. It's sometimes within a house. It's between the living room and the studio where you podcast from. That's where it's from.
And I have found, like in this area, the people that want to fight in Civil War are the same assholes that have signs all over their house, like Trump signs. Jesus is coming back. Well, then if Jesus is coming back, let that fucker come back. Will he stop the shooting? Probably not, because his dad killed him.
Oh yeah, right.
There's a house I used to pass whenever I drove to Hanover. Whenever I drove to Hanover, there was a house I used to pass, and they had Trump signs for the past 10 years or so. And they did, and Trump and POW signs and the police support, the United States flag with the blue line in it, all those flags up. But once the Epstein stuff started, they took the Trump flags down. All the other flags are still up, but now with the Epstein stuff, they took down the Trump flag. So I feel a little bit hopeful. I mean, just a little bit. If that one house is any kind of measurement, because they were all in for the Trump shit. They had the Trump Pence flags, the Trump, who was his last? his current vice president, Jake Vance, had Trump Vance flags, and then Trump 24, 2020, Trump 2016, Trump 20. They had all the flags, and they took them all down.
Well, they on that note, I'm not on the note about taking stuff down, but who's his vice president and who's the Speaker of the House? Trump has insulated himself very well from any impeachment or because it just gets worse. It gets even worse, which is hard to imagine. If you got rid of Trump tomorrow, Vance would be president, and he would he would appoint somebody even worse than that and get him approved in a second by the Senate. And if you took out both of them, you get President Johnson, which would be even more. So he's been clever in the way he's protected himself. The king has insulated himself on the chessboard, surrounded himself with very useful pawns. So you got to wait this out, and I don't think there's going to be. I really, from all indications of following the Project 2025 plan, I think the plan is to cancel elections, declare some kind of national emergency, cancel elections, and hold on to power until they take them out screaming and crying or dead.
I agree. I think that's what they would love to do. They would love to figure out a way to cancel the election, and they're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks.
Right. Yeah.
So that he can stick.
Yeah. So now Charlie Kirk, one of Charlie Kirk's guiding core principles: a woman should submit to her husband. Women shouldn't have the right to vote. Women aren't meant to run anything outside of the home. The woman's place is in the home, running the home.
Well, his widow will be running his company.
That's where I was just going. So they appoint his wife CEO of Turning Point, CEO and director of Turning Point. And none of them say, well, she's a woman. She's not fit to run this thing.
And the fact that if she believed it, she would have turned it down.
Right.
If she believed it, she adhered to that same philosophy. She would have turned it down and says, I'm a woman. I can't think straight. I can't do that.
How much do you think they were working her, though, on that plane with Vance?
They were figuring her. They were fingering her from the moment the bullet hit.
Yeah.
They started trying to get her all wet for that job.
I've never seen people run so fast to run over a corpse in my life.
Yeah. And she's still like 3 days or 2 days after her husband got shot. She's in his room with a poster made up of him. She called they had a professional makeup artist come over, get her ready for television, lighting perfect, everything perfect, sound perfect, roll the cameras, not one even crack in the voice as she's giving this speech about the enemies and all this stuff. It's just like, this is not a grieving woman. This is an opportunist looking for her time to get out of the kitchen. I'm sorry.
I wonder how quickly J.D. Vance's wife, what's her name, Ula, would be like in the same boat. If Vance, something happened to Vance, she'd be like the grieving happy widow right away.
Wow. I don't know. Nobody. She's brown. Nobody cares what she says. Nobody cares what she says. A little brown woman. Jeez. Move along.
Here's something a little more uplifting if you'd like to talk about it. So I bought some new deodorant recently, and
nude.
So I wanted to change brands, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get one of these aluminum-free deodorants, whatever. And so like I started using it, but I have noticed it'll get you through the day. But there are times like the next day you have to be careful because you're like, did I bring a Philly cheesesteak for lunch? Because that shit, it just really makes you wonder. It's like, what the fuck are you putting in your body? Because if I took the Gillette deodorant I used to use, you could put that on one day and it would literally last 3 days. You'd get no stink or nothing. It's just fucking creepy.
I'm an Irish Spring man now, soap wise, and my wife discovered to buy in bulk Irish Spring in bulk and put it in all the drawers, so my clothes all smell like fucking Irish Spring.
Now, like what I said about the deodorant, it kind of brings me to another point. Have you heard this like theory that they stopped using unleaded gas because it was making the population crazy.
Oh, that's well, population definitely is crazy. So there's that. The conclusion is correct. Whether the methodology for how we got there is correct is in question. But you can absolutely, I think we can make the official medical diagnosis that the population is batshit crazy.
Yeah. And there, during those times, there were a lot of serial killers working in the U.S. Now, there are still serial killers because a few years ago, the FBI said, most of the serial killers in the United States reside in the Southwest because it's easier to kill people because of like truck stops and the amount of trucks that are moving through the area and how isolated everything is.
As a Long Islander, I take offense to that. That sounds like a challenge. I don't know.
I see you're a serial killer, and I'll raise you a son of Sam.
We got listen. Long Island is like a state unto itself. It's not really New York. It's like a Connecticut Junior. But for what Long Island is in population wise, we've had way per capita. I think we give anybody a challenge on that serial killer stuff. We had a lot of them, and probably more than even more discovered. And their dumping grounds don't have to be that isolated. Like with the Gilgo murders, all those bodies were you could just like walk 10 feet into the woods and find a body there. These weren't like, you didn't need like wide open rural spaces. This was on Ocean Parkway, a major place where people went for years. Those bodies were laying there for 12 years. People just walked by them. What's that smell? That's just New Jersey wafting over the ocean, whatever. So people didn't find the dead bodies. And they're all over the place. You're tripping over them. That's how many fucking dead bodies we got. Yeah. So, the conspiracy theory that won't go away in my mind. I'm thinking, because it sounds just so fucking bizarre that it could be a conspiracy theory. That basically any of the conspiracy theories involve this. Whoever was running the deal got this kid to give up his life for their conspiracy theory, right? This kid, and the kid doesn't, the text messages and all that stuff, I don't know what's true or what's not true. But I do know we saw him running and jumping off the building with a backpack. He probably 99.9% did the shooting. Whoever was supposedly running this conspiracy, Israel or the deep state or the Trump administration, and you name it, all these conspiracy theories that are coming out.
Erica Kirk.
Yeah, they go to him and say, you know what, you're 22, what do you got going for you? You're fucking a furry in the ass. Life isn't good.
But at the same time, the administration needs those conspiracy theories because, it just creates all sorts of question, when in reality, maybe the answer is simple. This is another guy who was angry at a white guy, and you can only push people so far until they break.
Yeah.
And so he broke, and that's how he broke.
Yeah.
And we can't, for some reason, they cannot accept that most of the time when it's a shooting like this, it's always a white guy. Because when it's a mass or school shooting, who do you think it is? A white, typically.
They were right away from the very second that the news got reported that Charlie was shot. He wasn't even dead yet. They were saying, how do we make this a trans person? We gotta somehow, this has to be trans. They are trans people are the new Jews. They're the Jews of this Nazi regime. It's like the people that they want to blame everything on. I don't get it, but now Slaptail has offered to get some trans people on the show to talk to me and have a talk about understanding trans people. I know trans people. I've had that conversation. What I'm really, and I have had one or two furries on to try to understand that fucking thing, because that's a whole different world. Understanding the furries, and this Lance Twiggs guy does not seem to be trans because he has a voice like me down here, and he doesn't seem to be looking feminine. He's definitely a furry. In the video that I saw of him, he's wearing a furry outfit. that's a whole other fucking world that I don't.
Now, do you know if the furry is the furry a female of the species or a male of the species?
You can't tell. It's just like one of these very cheap furry costumes. It's just got a hood on, really.
Oh,
but
okay, then I'll reserve judgment because I don't know. I mean, I don't.
I'm not sure there's anything sexual about the furry thing. The furry cult, whatever they go to dance clubs. And then, when I had Avian, the DJ, on, who does shows for furries, I was like, it's gotta stink. You're in a nightclub, everybody's in these big furry outfits, and they're dancing under hot lights. That's gotta be a BO fest right there.
No, because they're using deodorant with aluminum in it. If they were using aluminum-free deodorant, then they smell like cheesesteaks. And then you'd be really hungry by the end of the night. That would be like when I was a kid. We used to go to these I think they called them blacklight parties, and blacklight basement parties. And by the end of the night, the whole basement smelled like cheesesteaks or fried onions. It was just it was. And for I was, matter of fact, the first time I went to a party that didn't end up smelling like cheesesteak and fried onions, it was a white party. I think I grew up thinking that black people smelled like cheesesteaks and fried onions when they danced, because in my neighborhood, we were all black people. You know, there were no white people at the parties except for
And you weren't even, you were about 100 miles from, not even 100 miles from Philly. So maybe the cheesesteak thing was just Philly.
As possible. Yeah. Although we were playing Motown music, which would be Detroit. So.
I don't know if you guys care about this, but
we don't. Move on. I want to talk about the Epstein files because that's been moved out of the thing, and I don't have anything new. I don't have anything new to say about the Epstein files, but I just want to keep talking about it so that people don't forget. Never forget the Epstein files.
I'm sorry.
Well, people are still talking about it. They are really.
I'm not familiar. What are these Epstein? What did you call them? Files?
It's like the Rockford files, but with younger people involved.
When he's over in England, do they have a tribute to Prince Andrew while he's there?
Did you see that huge banner they pulled out? It was like one of those flags they pull out during an NFL game with all the soldiers wrapped. It was one of those huge banner. It was like, I don't know how big the banner was, but the people holding it looked this big. It was huge.
I seen them projecting like him and Epstein on that castle and things like that.
Yeah, and he didn't do any public events. Trump did not do any public speaking events because the people in England, like, we're not going to let you forget. You, Prince Andrew, what's the guy that was the ambassador to England or something? The one who just had to resign because he was friends with Epstein, and they asked Trump about him. Trump goes, "I don't know him." There was pictures of him just last month.
Boy. He was a coffee boy.
Yeah, and Trump just met, was pictures just last month. I think it was. He was in the White House with him.
Oh.
Also, I wish like these Republican senators and representatives stop being bitches and hiding behind this Charlie Kirk thing to avoid your town halls. You've been doing it for fucking years. People have been getting killed during that time. Grow a sack and face your constituents.
Yeah.
It reminds me, my congressman called and left a message. I should have checked to see what it was. It was probably asking for money.
You should, if anything, this should be more of an incentive for you to get out to talk to people so you can gaslight them to more about all the bullshit that you're making up about this stuff. I'm just wondering if you guys did too. Won a lawsuit against Facebook and got money deposited in my account from a lawsuit against Facebook. Did you guys?
I didn't get any money. I've seen that there was some kind of like class action lawsuit.
Class action lawsuit that I don't even remember signing up for. Privacy, because they violated our privacy. They lied about the privacy stuff that we signed up for or whatever. And I got a deposit into my bank account of $38.51 from Facebook. It's one of those things that if they got away with, that's all you're going to do is just fine them. They should they should be punished in some way, not just monetarily.
Yeah, they never are though. Like, what was it, a year and a half ago? AT&T had that huge data breach of all their customers.
Yeah.
What did we get? Nothing, and it just kind of went by the wayside. And you
Right.
hear about it like 2 months later. It's like, oh, our data was breached, and we're gonna let you know. It's like, well, it's already too late.
Well, and what is that $38.51 really do for me to make up for having all my data out
take
there?
that back. You're hurting an American corporation.
Oh,
Wells Fargo was creating accounts in people's names, creating accounts in people's names.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? And what happened to them? I think they got bigger.
Yeah.
You know.
So and Zuckerberg, I don't know if you guys caught this. Zuckerberg has a seat at the table right next to Trump at these in this. It was like before Charlie Kirk got shot, like a couple of days before. But he was having this meeting about U.S. corporations investing in America, and he said, and Facebook Meta is going to be, and Zuckerberg got caught on a hot mic saying, "How much? I don't know how much I'm supposed to say. I don't know. I don't know what." So basically saying you're lying. What's the lie I'm supposed to tell? But Zuckerberg now, so all of these fucking tech giants snuggling up to the Fuhrer is definitely a troubling thing.
Well, the whole thing with Kimmel, I mean, why aren't more people talking about the obvious? This is not about free speech. It's about that Nexstar deal going through, the $6.9 billion deal.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what people should be concerned about, because people haven't noticed that the pieces are being moved on the board to create one media empire. Why? And I can't believe people aren't more upset that ICE will be bigger than the Marines and the FBI. And ask yourself, as a person, what happens when you have a police force that doesn't really answer to anybody except one person? How is that?
I'll tell you what happens. The world unites against you. There are tanks rolling in Berlin. I mean, Washington D.C. And it ends up with the Fuhrer in the bunker, fucking his niece in the ass, saying, "Where's my plane to Brazil?" That's what happens.
Okay,
that's the end game. Do you put any credence into this idea that Melania has filed for a divorce?
No.
Why would
she may have, but they would keep it quiet.
Well, yeah. Why would she? I mean, why did she get?
She just had a prenup redone a couple of years ago, just before the election. She just had a prenup redone.
Right. And she's gonna get it all soon. I mean, this guy's not gonna live forever. He's 80 years old. He's not gonna. She knows she's gonna get it. It can't be that long, right? Can't be. What are they doing, a paint party without me? These son of a bitches.
Oh, speaking of which, Matt, did you get that email I sent you?
Yeah, I did. You're asking me if things were intentional or not in that perception. That's not my composition. This is something I had to practice for a party I'm doing tomorrow night. It's not my painting. It's somebody else's. Idea.
Okay.
So I don't know. I see what you're saying when you turn it sideways. It kind of you're like this old girlfriend I had who just like to look at. She looked at the clouds and said, "Do you see that?" Like, no, I don't see that. Give me another hit of the white weed. Oh yeah, now I see it. So yeah.
So you're saying you would date me? That's what you're saying?
No, I would never. I would never. No, I would never do that. You're already dated. You're quite dated.
I'm carbon dated.
Dated. Is that a reference to being old?
Is it a black thing like Sammy dated Jr.?
So did you have guests scheduled today, or did they?
We got a guest coming on. Not Michael. It's Tom R. Wilson, Thomas R. Wilson, who I thought was an admiral.
He's an empathy coach.
He's an empathy guy, but I think he's late.
Yeah, he's an empathy coach. But he doesn't. But he doesn't care about showing up on time.
I don't know what to say about that. It's just late. Do I reach out to him? Should I reach
Sure.
out?
Yeah, reach out to him, find out what's going on.
All right, talk to Ron while I reach out to him.
Oh, sure. So Ron, Jackie Martling told his Epstein story in detail at his Q&A when he was, I think, he's at Epstein's house twice for parties.
The Ellen DeGeneres story, I call it.
But he didn't mention Ellen DeGeneres.
Well,
And that was
one was not at Epstein's house. He forgets it was at Ellen DeGeneres' house, but it was Epstein's. It was a party that Epstein was thrown, but he was thrown at Ellen DeGeneres' house, not at her house. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be doing stuff. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just received my restraining order.
Oh, from who? What?
No, don't, GD.
What? What are you talking about?
I can't talk about it. I just received a restraining order.
Oh, about the Epstein thing?
Yeah. Although he did talk about it on the show before he talked about it there.
Yeah, he talked about it 100 times.
That's how I knew to ask the question. But I'll respect him.
So the one time at Ellen's house, though, and he gave me the picture. I think I have it here somewhere. It's Jackie, Woody Allen, Bill Cosby, maybe even Louis C.K. I don't know. And
Harvey Weinstein, just throw some people in it.
All in the hot tub together. Like that's and Jackie was claiming there was no, there was no kids around. He wasn't diddling kids. It was just I wouldn't even tell.
It's like influencers. It's more like a bunch of influencers.
Yeah. It's just bizarre. That's and this is a party at Ellen DeGeneres' house. Like you could have, we missed is there anybody in the cancel culture universe that wasn't at that party?
Kathy Griffin wasn't there.
I think she was. I'm not kidding. I think that I gotta find that picture. I think she's in the background of that shot. Fucking bizarre. Now, Woody recently did a thing with Bill Maher. Did you catch any of that?
No, I just saw a post about it on either YouTube or TikTok. I didn't see it.
Bill Maher did ask him some questions about that stuff, and Woody, it's kind of weird. If he was like saying he was not angry at people for accusing him of rape. That's just their idea. Like if I was innocent of child fucking, whatever you want to call pedophilia. Or
if you were innocent, you mean you're not?
Well, nobody's accused me of it. I'm saying if I were innocent and accused.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would be angry at the people accusing. I wouldn't say, well, hey, that's shit. They just have different ideas, different opinions about. No, they're fucking accusing you of raping your daughter, stepdaughter, whatever, daughter, stepdaughter, right? But still, I mean, wouldn't you be a little, at least perturbed? He was just like, people just have different opinions. I can't get mad at that. Really?
Have you ever seen Tim Heidecker do his parody of Bill Maher's podcast?
No.
Oh, here I'm gonna drop the link in the private chat.
You know what? Maybe I'll dare to play it. What the fuck? We don't have a guest now. I can't even find it. Where Thomas Wilson.
Yeah, so he did this parody of Club Random with Fred Armisen. And it's fucking hilarious because
was it the real Fred Armisen in the parody or no?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Check it. They have the set up like Club Random. Heidecker does this impression of Bill Maher.
Wow.
Because he interrupts him all the time, like Bill does, and all that shit.
Right, decide if we can play it here. It doesn't say how long it is.
How long is it? It is
38 minutes. No, we can't do it. 38. We can play just a little snippet of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean it's on YouTube and it's
share screen. Fred Armisen. Here you go. Get that fucking thing out of my face. Thank you.
Hi, Fred. So sorry, man.
No
What's going
problem.
on?
Good to see you.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for
Good to
having
see
me.
You, yes.
Yeah.
You got everything you need here. I gotta get mic'd up.
All right.
Ugh. I had some fucking guys doing shit on my house up there, and they wouldn't let me get out of it. But anyway.
Well, maybe they'll watch this and they'll say, he's talking about us.
All right. And now, did you help yourself here?
I'm good.
You're good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a little tequila here.
Oh, we got glasses down there. How do people sit here?
Whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, whatever is comfortable. Where's the ice?
It is a funny watch
There's no
just
ice
because he digs into
I
it
don't see any
so.
ice. Oh, there it is.
He really digs in.
It's already spot on. If you're,
It is. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna watch the whole thing later, but that's exactly how each episode starts. He's like fucking discombobulated. Oh, well, you got yourself a drink here with the ice. I guess you know what? Who might have fucking criticized how people do live streams or whatever that is, live stream podcasts. Bill Maher is just, you know what? I've been thinking about Bill Maher because I first encountered him. He was a guest on Johnny Carson, and his spiel on he was sitting on at the desk there and being interviewed by Carson. He wasn't doing stand up, and he was bitching about all the people from his parents' generation who were famous who didn't deserve to be famous. And he was going to that Danny Thomas and I forget all the names he was pulling out. But like these people have nothing. They're just famous because of the generation they come from, and they got grandfathered into the American public as famous people. And like, this is what Bill Maher has become. He's become the thing he was bitching to Carson about at the beginning of his career. He's become exactly that. This is who he is now. He's a guy who young people look at and say, "What is he known for? What did he do? What was his talent? Did he had talent at some point?" No, he's just grandfathered in. You have to accept him because.
And then, like 2 to 3 years ago, he kind of. He made that swing into like the Rogan territory.
Yeah.
It was like flirting with that and stuff. And yeah.
Where the fuck is I can't find Thomas R. Wilson's even email. I've
read some stuff online too that people have brought up as like, Rogan didn't say anything about the Kimmel thing. Andrew Schultz did not say anything, and a few other, like Chappelle didn't say anything about Kimmel. Burr, I believe.
This is I asked Slaptail about this. He was on the show yesterday because CD was off giving blowjobs behind.
Not giving.
Depot. What?
Distributing. I wasn't giving. I was selling.
Fine.
Make sure you massage your jaw later today, GD.
Well,
these are all white guys. It's not. It's like give me a Tic Tac.
I asked Slaptail if he thought the cancel culture warriors were gonna have any kind of just understanding that this is cancel culture. The Jimmy Kimmel thing is the ultimate cancel culture. They can just take you off the air. It's not like one comedy club canceling you for a show. This is your job, your nightly job, and they just cut it off. That's the ultimate cancel culture. Other than what happened to Charlie Kirk, that's really the ultimate cancel culture.
And he had even written an apology. They didn't even give him an opportunity to use. They cut him off before he got a chance to apologize. He'd written the script. They were in the process of rehearsing when he got the news.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he never got a chance to apologize. He'd written an apology to do on the next show.
But the question is, do all these guys who were they canceled Dave Chappelle, they canceled whatever they thought like cancel culture was, are they going to have a change of heart now and say, well, cancel culture is a good thing. Jimmy Kimmel just went too far. I mean, I don't know how they react to this. I think Rogan did say something, but it wasn't like a major comment on it. He did like acknowledge it, but he didn't really go into it. I'm surprised.
Maybe it's because they haven't told him what to think or what to say yet.
He comes up with his own stupid ideas. He watches other people's ideas, interprets them, and respits them out in a very uneducated way. But when you made your whole life about this one issue, and then you get something like this that demonstrates it, I think you got to at least follow up on it, make some kind of public stance about it, whether it's whether we want to hear it or not. But do you think any of them are going to change their tune about this? Like, because Jeselnik was saying, and all comedy has become now is it's become part of their act. You can go up on stage and talk about cancel culture. You do a podcast and talk about cancel culture. Now you're seeing the government really crack down and use cancel culture against opponents, and they're quiet. After you just spent 10 years talking about how cancel culture was the devil, now a real demonstration of it from a government source, not from a club owner, not from the public, from one man, the dictator, and you're not going to say anything about it? You think they're going to ever? You think they're going to, or you think they'll be on the side of it like it's a good thing? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have silence in the room. I made them speechless. Look at TVs. Look at how many blowjobs did I
I
give?
wasn't even paying attention. I was dealing with something.
Pay attention.
Why?
I don't know. Because there's a question for you. Do you think they're gonna do you think they're gonna take a stance against this Kimmel thing, or you think they're gonna take a stance for it? Do you think they'll have any reaction to it?
You mean the bro?
The people who made cancel culture their brand, just talking about cancel culture for the last 10 years.
They'll address it in a conditional way. I'm sure they'll parse it in some way. I mean, it's because they don't really want to be canceled. I think they want to use cancel culture as a publicity thing. Like, see, they don't want me to talk, so that's why I'm talking more. And then they, it's kind of like telling people, like the records. It's like you don't want to listen when the grown-ups say, don't listen to that record, and then everybody buys that record. I think that's what they were going for. I'm canceled. And
I think it goes deeper than that. I think this conspiracy this is all to get Rob Schneider back in the national spotlight so we can bask in Rob Schneider's talent of being Adam Sandler's lackey for the past 30 years.
He was on Fox News bitching about Kimmel going too far.
I mean, honestly, though, that's pretty much the only place you can get work these days.
Right. And these people saying that Kimmel went too far.
He didn't go far. That's bull.
He didn't do anything as far as I'm concerned. He didn't do anything. And listen, I'm not a Jimmy Kimmel fan, I promise you. But I can't find anything that would make you think, well, that's a bridge too far. He suggested that the guy might be part of MAGA. MAGA, like Antifa, there's no fucking headquarters where you go and get your MAGA card. It's an idea. It's something. So we have no idea whether that's true or not. You can't say it's a lie. You can't say it's true. It's ambiguous. Let's talk to Lee Harvey Oswald. Let's see what he said.
I mean, they're trying to sell Charlie as like they want you to feel bad and sorry for him, but. Right. Yeah, no one should be murdered in cold blood or just because of their dumb political beliefs.
But keep saying nobody, and that's kind of absolute. That's kind of absolute.
But after you get past that, if someone's just a piece of shit, you don't have to. Why do you have to feel bad for them if they're dead?
Exactly. And this, this idea that political violence is never a justification. It's never. Without political violence, none of us would be here. We'd all be like, I don't know, part of some fiefdom or something.
And unfortunately, that is true, and that is, I mean, that's the way of the world, and it's not just in this country too. It happens throughout the world.
But Kimmel made a joke about Trump. That's it, and it was
a very good joke.
Right.
I still maintain it was a very good joke.
That's not going too far. That's part of the way comedians talk about punching out, whatever. That's the way it is. You're supposed to be allowed to make fun of the king in America. That's why we had free speech. It had nothing to do with the future or anything. It had to do with being able to tell a few king jokes. That's what it was. We just wanted to,
and not being beheaded for it.
Right. So yeah. But where was I going with that stuff? Do you remember? No, you don't remember.
You're going to market to buy a fat pig. I just know before my mom passed. She said to me, "I do not want
You
my
sure it wasn't
life."
after she passed?
No, this is before. After
Okay.
she passed, I just saw the letter that she wrote.
Okay.
But before she passed, she said that she did not want her life whitewashed. Don't make up lies about me to make me have to be the kind of person I wasn't in life. Don't transform me in death. No, be honest about the way I was. As honest as she will allow us to be, because my mom used to lie about her life all the time. but she didn't want that, and so I feel the same way about other people's lives as well. I'm not going to whitewash what Charlie Jerk did. He's a racist Nazi pig, and I feel bad for his children, but
I felt bad for his children before he died.
yes, exactly. I felt worse for his children when he was still alive.
Yeah.
Now they get the money and they don't have to deal with the bullshit, and they can also live with the memories of what he's supposed to have been, not what he was.
Well, hey, I see a niece of mine was like posting something like, "I feel bad that he's passed or whatever." It's like, this guy hates you, right? Or he did hate you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, and he died before his children were old enough to realize what a douche he was.
But it is like, with all this happening, you can definitely see how bisexual the country is. I mean, these conservatives, they are so obsessed with cock. I've never seen men so obsessed with cock.
This is not. See, the idea that he had a trans boyfriend, which I still is not been confirmed, and I'm one of the people who just don't believe it. I believe he was a furry. I don't believe he had anything to do with trans, because he wouldn't be calling himself Lance, and he wouldn't be still talking with his voice. He'd make an effort to talk with a higher voice and call himself Linda or whatever.
Are we knowing that they're saying that he's transitioning to female, transitioning to male?
Oh, that's I didn't even consider that it might be the other way.
But and here's a fun fact too, that most of the trans porn that is consumed is being consumed in red states.
That's what I was just gonna say. The fact that if he had a trans lover on the side who nobody knew about, doesn't that suggest he's more Republican? Isn't this a Republican thing?
Yeah.
To have one in secret, like almost every Republican politician has a gay lover on the side.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even know there was a toe tapping code for men who want to meet men in bathroom stalls until a congressman was exposed for it. Up until then, I just thought the guy next to me in the stall was just being friendly. I didn't know that was code. No, I didn't. I find out about more kinky stuff from these people who are supposed to be the family values people than I do from my actual kinky friends.
Now, how does that get started? Because like Antifa and like MAGA, there's no like gay headquarters where they sit down and say, what's going to be our protocol for men's bathrooms when we want to hook up? It just spreads like wildfire. Like toe tapping is the thing, but where does it start, and how does the message get out to the troops?
I think they have like if there's a hangout. First of all, you have to have a hangout, a place where they can meet regularly, and then you need a code word so that when you show up to these places that you could use. So you can say like, I'm looking for Blistex, but I want salt flavored Blistex, something like that. And then so they go,
oh, you want specific.
I'm just saying, that's right. You have to be very. So you walk in, you go like, I'm looking for the salt flavored Blistex, and they go like, okay, that's the guy you want to see. And then you go over to the other guy, and the other guy goes, so I hear you're looking for salt-flavored Blistex. He goes, yes, I am. A large tube, please. A very large tube.
If anybody ever comes up to me and says, I hear you're looking for a salt-flavored Blistex.
And then says, I want the large tube. He goes, okay. Then you want to go into the third stall, okay? And once you pull your pants down, take off your left shoe, or use your right shoe to take off your left shoe and lean it against the wall, and then tap. And then you'll get, and that's what, now how it gets to that initial point, I don't know. Because I'm still researching this for Man Dog TV.
First of all, I have this is my weird little hang up. I could never have sex in a bathroom. It's just, my idea would be, there's all sorts of fucking critter germs floating around in any bathroom. I'm not getting nude in here. I'm not sticking no, let's go to the bedroom where I don't have to see the tiles. I don't have to think about what goes on in there. But Slaptail saying he did the toe tapping thing a bit. No one got it. I thought he wanted to show me his shoes, so I showed him my dope Adidas. I wouldn't wear. I would not going into a bathroom with fancy shoes on. Jeez, a public bathroom with fancy shoes on. Oh,
now okay. Now, Matt, I have to ask you: Have you ever used one of those public restrooms where it's not a stall, it's a trough, and the men stand next to each other, when there's no dividers? It's just like an 8-foot wide, 2 foot deep trough where the men just stand toe to toe and just piss into this communal trough.
I am so uneducated on the modern public restroom. No,
I wouldn't even say it was modern. See, that's just it. It was. I don't like them because it was like the Renaissance Festival. I think is the first time I saw one. I was the Crownsville the Maryland Renaissance Festival, and you go into the bathroom, and they have the privies, and then they have the big one where you just go in and you don't have to wait as long.
Oh, the trough. The trough.
Yes.
Those are terrible.
Yeah,
those are terrible.
As soon as I walked in and saw it, the only thing I think it was like the splashback has got to be atrocious. And who's peeing it on you anyway? So I turned around and walked out, and I just said, I will find a place and risk being seen rather than risk somebody's splashback on me. And I can't do it. But Ron knew about the trough. Yeah.
Doesn't the trough setup lend to bisexuality? Because it's essentially a chance for every guy to pull out their dick and say, "Look what I have." You seem very perplexed by that, GD.
No, I'm not perplexed. It's just bringing back a bad flashback memory. I was in Georgetown, and this was a Halloween thing. I had a Halloween costume that was really good. I didn't think about that I would have to get half naked to pee. I didn't leave a place to pee, in the costume. So I had to like pull the bottom half of my costume down like around my butt cheeks so that I could pee. And while I'm doing it, some guy just looks over and goes, I wish I could have some of that. And I'm like, I said,
piss? You want my piss? Is that what you want here?
So I just looked at him and I said, thank you very much. I'm trying to pee. And that's all I said.
I just had a fond memory flashback there. I don't know if you caught it, if you were aware of that. But at this point, I couldn't pee in a guy's mouth from standing next to him. I could. It just kind of just a little bit prostate thing. There was a point where I could shoot a stream up to a guy's mouth. Not that I did, but I could if I wanted to. But at this point, I'd be like, "Oh, you want some piss? Bloop, bloop. Oh, there's some on his shoe."
Yeah, I won't piss in his mouth, but I'll piss all over him because that's my sensibilities.
I couldn't even get on him. I mean, basically, I'd be lucky if he got on his shoe.
I have some feats that I wish I could share, but then people say, "But how do you know you could do that?" That's not the part I'm ready to share.
Wait, how do you know? We need now. You have to. Your Honor,
no.
I want permission to treat that witness as hostile.
And it's still shock. I am kind of glad that Kimmel is off the air because considering the amount of legislation that he wrote, it's important for him to be off the air. Just like The View, because they write legislation as well. We got to get them off the air.
Yeah.
But the 5 can stay, right? We can keep the 5. We can get rid of The View, but the 5 can stay, right? I'm just checking.
And what was that last week when that Brett Kilmer or whatever was talking about executing the homeless people?
Oh yeah, that black guy,
Brian Kilmeade.
Yeah,
is that his name? Is that black guy? Is that Brian Kilmeade?
Yeah, Brian Kilmeade, the guy who this morning was going off that Jimmy Kimmel absolutely went too far. That's way too far to go.
Oh, I didn't know that was Brian Kilmeade, that black guy. Was talking about that because I keep
he's
calling
not black. He's not black.
No, but the guy that was talking about killing the homeless people was black.
No, he wasn't. Brian.
Yeah, the one that I was watching was black.
No, Brian Kilmeade was the one who said we should give them all lethal injection.
No, the one that said needs to be shot. I'm talking about there's a black guy just a couple of days before Jimmy Kimmel was on Fox, and he was saying that they should all be killed. They should be just shot. All the homeless people, and they made him make an apology for it, but it wasn't. And that's the method I was asking you about that. Whether or not the apology was that sincere.
They made Brian Kilmeade apologize for his lethal injection.
Okay, then we were talking about two different people, but the same subject. But there's a black guy on
Google
Fox.
it and find out who the black guy is.
Jesus.
Google it. Come on, you got to Google.
That many black guys on Fox, right?
Right. Well, no, I think there's probably only one or two tokens, one for the morning and one for the evening or something. Ron, did you hear last week? Did you catch any of the Dan Pasternak interview?
No,
relevant to the standing at the urinal thing. Dan Pasternak is a guy who saw Milton Berle's cock twice. Now, for people who don't know, one more time, Milton Berle's cock is legendary. It's like Bigfoot. It's like Yeti. It's the Loch Ness Monster. He's seen it twice. And the first time he saw it was when Milton was sitting on a couch. He was going there in the morning to work on a joke, and he was in a robe, and he didn't have any underwear on. The robe and he saw the cock. But the second time, he was standing next to him at a urinal, and he had to kind of do and Milton Berle supposedly turned to him and said, "Is this what you want to see?" And I'm just wondering how often Milton Berle had to do it. Like every time he went to a urinal, there was probably somebody like trying to, is it as big as they say it is? And like that had to be a lifelong preoccupation. I can't go in the urinal without having to demonstrate how big my cock is. But then there's another story about Forrest Tucker, Sergeant O'Rourke from F Troop, who supposedly had a huge cock, and they were in a locker room at some country club, and a bunch of reporters asked him, and he whipped it out, and everybody, there was like silence and awe of how big Forrest Tucker's cock was, and Milton Berle was there. It was like a contest, and they looked at Milton, and Milton's publicist said, "All right, Milton, just take out enough to win, and let's get out of here." So, the huge cock thing, but just standing at a urinal next to a guy like that, Milton Berle probably had a lot of gay guys also following him into the men's room just for that, just to get a glimpse of the mythical cock. Did you find out the black guy, GD? No, there is no black guy.
No, I'm watching him now, but they're not showing the part that I'm looking for, because I Googled it, and let me see.
I think there might have been a black guy on the morning panel there that were Fox and Friends thing, who said to Kimmel about the problem, and then Kilmeade about the problem, and Kilmeade said we should just give them all involuntary lethal injection. But I don't remember anybody saying we should shoot them all. I do remember Tom Segura saying we should shoot them all, and Joe Rogan said it, and Tom Segura said, "I like the way you think." That was several years ago, when Tom Segura was bitching about the fact that if you're homeless and you take a piece of furniture from your house with you, so you have a bureau on the street, that is their property, and you're not allowed to touch that. Like, yeah. And why is that a problem for you? That somebody who is left on the street to live had the audacity to bring a little table with them or a little drawer or something where they could stash their stuff. That's offensive to you? And that's when Rogan said, well, maybe we should just shoot them all. And Segura said, I like the way you think. They were saying it. Saying it was like it was supposed to be funny. It's not really funny, but they were sort of half-assed joking about it. But the thing about last week was Kilmeade saying that, and then Fox forcing him to apologize. Now that apology forced, assuming it was, I do assume it was forced. It still wasn't insincere. He seemed angry that he had to give an apology. So that's my apology. Take it or leave it. Whatever. Wasn't much of an apology. I'm just waiting for Didi to confess to me that he was wrong, to admit that he was wrong about something, and let's move on. There was no black
Well,
guy. You
I'm just
imagine
finding
the black guy.
name. The guy's name is Lawrence Jones. So now that I got his name, I can stop saying the black guy. That
Larry.
go down.
You can call him Larry.
Hey, are the tariffs still happening? Because the last I heard, it was supposed to get to the Supreme Court, but it doesn't look like any of that shit's happening.
Supreme Court's got its hands full with First Amendment now. No, I don't know. I assume that tariffs were still happening. I'm still paying way too much. I solved inflation. That's what.
Well, I know there was a bunch of suits by people to stop them because it's like unfair business practice and shit like that.
Yeah, Trump on.
It's very sad that a lot of conservatives don't understand capitalism. I don't know what happened to them.
Trump on gas. Our pricing is way down. We're going to be close to $2 a gallon very soon. My gas has gone up in the last couple of weeks.
He hasn't been to Pennsylvania because it's like $3.30 right now.
It's $3.20 or something here, and it was in the high twos. Now it's $3.20.
Well, like 6 months ago, Scott Perry, PA-10's greatest idiot, like a few months ago, he was trying to tell people, like, "Oh, the eggs and milk are now cheap," and that didn't go so well for him.
Wow. Yeah, it's all bullshit. I mean, prices are still going up. Now, when does it become his fucking economy? Never. It will always be Biden's economy, even after 4 years in a Great Depression or whatever else. They want to name October 18th, I think it is, Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day, a national holiday. That's what the Republicans are floating today. And it will.
Well, within comedy, have you I'm not sure if you've noticed, but there has been now for a little bit now a movement to fucking like get away from bro comedy, and especially now with what has happened in the past few months within the world of comedy, there seems to finally be like changes afoot.
Changes afoot.
Yeah, because like I know some of those comics are still popular, but like the whole thing with arena comedy is not sitting well with a lot of people, and the major thing is just like these comics that lined up behind this, like fucking Trump. Wow. And now, and like Austin is really being looked at. So it's a weird place that we're at, but I think it's good because comedy needs some change. It's
somebody said if there is a bright, and I thought this was sort of if there's a bright side to the Jimmy Kimmel story, maybe will discourage some more people from getting into comedy.
I can only hope. We can only hope.
I mean, listen, we're always going to need funny people. We definitely need that, and that that Sam Tripoli piece, Sam Morrell piece. Did I say Sam Tripoli? I get all the Sams mixed up, and they're not even close. But that, to me, that is a necessary thing for people to be able to make us laugh in times of trauma and stress and just national discourse and all this stuff. We need people that make us laugh. But we need people who are good at it. We don't need like people who suck at it. And I think for some reason we've gotten an influx of people who just suck at it, who are just delusional about I should be a comedian, and the self-awareness of are you really ready to be a comedian? It just seems to be lost on a lot of people. They just think, well, you know what? People told me I was funny. I'm ready for the big time. And this is I don't think this was ever this, even during the 80s comedy boom, when comedy clubs was popping up everywhere. There was none of this idea that everybody should be in comedy, even if your parents or your friends or your family thinks you're funny. That's no reason to say you should do it professionally. So yeah, I hope we thin the herd out a little bit. I in Facebook every morning. I go through birthdays, and I wish everybody a happy birthday, even though I know some of these people hate me, but they have not taken the effort to unfriend me or block me or any of this stuff. But I know some of these people hate me. So people I know who hate me, I go out of my way to make it a big, fluffy, happy birthday. Like, man, I really am wishing this is a great day for you. You should have so many more. Just trying to provoke them into saying, fuck you. Why are you even I hate your guts. Why are you wishing me a happy birthday? So far, I have not been able to get any. Yesterday, I had a guy who was told, last interaction I had him, he said, he was reacting to something I posted about Trump. He said, why don't you just go kill yourself? And I said, get the fuck off my time. But he's still there, and his birthday came up. And so I left him like a paragraph and of a long, fluffy happy birthday wish and didn't get any response from him. I'm like, I'm so disappointed. They have no fight left in them. They've come up empty, have lost their energy to even curse me out. And that's a sad time. Like, have a little bit of stamina in you. Let's keep this going a little bit longer. I need something to entertain me. Somebody to say your mother's a skank whore. I just need that.
But that's what you say. Why do you need somebody else to say it for you to entertain you?
No, I need somebody that I can say that to. That's what I meant.
Okay.
So
you can say it to me because apparently it was just the way it was edited. It was the black guy, Lawrence Jones, was doing a tirade about the homeless people. And then I think Brian Keane he said something before he said, just kill him. Because he said something about, I just watched the whole video. And Brian Keane said something about lethal injection, blah, 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 just kill him. The video I saw had cut out all of that stuff. And it went from the tirade to just kill him. So it looked like, in my mind, that the black guy said just kill him after the end of all the tirade. So I stand corrected. It was a very misleading video that I was watching. I stand corrected.
Blame it on the video. Paula Poundstone popped up in my head. Why? On my feed. Oh, my feed. Paula Poundstone. She did Scott's.
Better than your face. Better than your face. That's all I can say. I've seen recent pictures.
She did Scott Curtis's podcast very on in the COVID days. But I don't know, Paula Poundstone. Oh, no, I'm thinking of John Paparamou's Dystopia Tonight. But is she even performing, Paula Poundstone? She's got to be
Yeah, she's performing again. I saw she's not to her old form. I mean, when she first came out to doing comedy, when I first saw her doing comedy, I thought she was rather funny. Her new stuff is subpar, but because she's Paula Poundstone, she'll get the benefit of the doubt. Well, at least the stuff that I saw her doing on television was subpar. I don't know what her actual nightclub routine would be.
Did you? You probably taped it, right? Jon Stewart last night was hosting the comedy, whatever the Daily Show last night.
He hosted last night.
Yes.
We probably have recorded it. We just haven't watched it
because that is the same company, right?
He usually hosts on Monday nights.
Yeah, no, this was a reaction to the Kimmel thing, and that's why I'm asking about, because that's the same company as ABC, right?
Yes, same parent company.
So that's got to be pretty interesting. I wonder why nobody's even talking about it on Twitter this morning, because Stewart is going on their own corporate property to kind of take them to task. I would assume he would be taking them to task, like basically with the same attitude that you had this morning, that they should have. You were calling them cowards, and they should have done something about it. Again, it's an awful lot of money that's not necessarily all yours. It's stockholder money to just say, yeah, we're going to let the whole thing.
Yeah, but something. That's the other thing. This is why I blame Congress. They should never have made shareholding the laws the way they are about shareholders. The corporation's first responsibility still should be to the consumers, not to the shareholders. Because when you do it that way, the consumers suffer. And it's a stock market. It's a risk. It's a gamble. Okay, they want to invest their money in it. Then it's like the roulette wheel, or playing poker.
Roulette wheel.
Roulette wheel. Or playing poker. When you go to the casinos, you're gambling. Yeah, same thing. Same thing with the stock market. It's gambling.
All right.
Don't protect the gambler. Don't protect the gamblers. Protect the consumers.
No, that's a fair point, but you got to learn to pronounce roulette. a Rolex.
What did I say?
You said Rolex. Like it's a
I
fucking.
was thinking of the watch.
Like it's a mint.
I was thinking of the watch that I bought.
All right, Rolex.
Yeah, I brought no. I didn't. I can't afford a Rolex. I brought a Roulette. I think Rolex is plural. If you can afford to get more than one.
You know, I had one of the fake Rolexes that I bought on the street for $5 for years. Yeah. And you know what I found out? Because one guy called me on it at a bar. I was like sitting at a bar just having a drink in between sets, and a guy said, "That's a fake Rolex." What? He said it's got a second hand. The second, not it's got a second hand. The second hand ticks, and on a real Rolex, it doesn't tick. It just spins in one steady swoop. Like, well, you got way too much time on your hands if you're looking at people's watches and looking to see if it's fake like that. But yeah, I bought it for $5.
How is he going to know whether or not it's worth the time to rob you?
Oh, that's a good point.
You look at the watch, you go, I'm not going to rob this guy. He's got on a Roulette.
Yeah. All right.
See, but if you're wearing a real Rolex, of course he doesn't know that you didn't rob somebody to get it. And so you're packing a gun. So he goes try to rob you to get your Rolex. It's like, man, I just stole this Rolex. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to talk about empathy today. And I hope you can empathize with that.
A lot of people probably cared enough to tune in just for that.
Is empathy, is it important? And I mean, we're at a point where it's every man for himself, right? Dog eat dog, every man for himself world.
I'm sorry, were you saying something about empathy?
No, I was asking a question. Is empathy important? Do we need it? Or can we just say, I'm for me, fuck you? We're at that point, right? It's all about me, fuck you.
No, my very honest opinion is that everybody needs to be a little bit selfish, otherwise you won't survive. But in your selfishness should never be so. You should not be so selfish that you're harming other people in the process. I think there's a balance that has to be struck there. But that's just me.
What if we end the show before Ron comes back, and then he'll never know what happened?
We could do that, but for all we know, Ron has already ended the show for himself, and we just don't know that he's not coming back.
That could be true. Aloha Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. No, you have a wonderful weekend, Sunshine. We appreciate you being here and keeping us company every morning. So,
yeah, and keep Paula Poundstone off your face and keep her on your feed. It's safe.
So I have to go to a wedding for young people on Sunday. It's my wedding anniversary. My wife is friends with these people. I never met them. It's just like an uncomfortable thing. I go into a wedding for people. I'm not going to know anybody there other than my wife. And I'm not
it's two things. It's either an opportunity for you to give out your business card and say, look, I perform at bar mitzvahs, weddings, divorces. I mean, look, I'm looking at the two of you and I can tell you're not going to make it. So I will play at your divorce party, so take your business cards and you just network.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's all right. That's the show for you. Wait.
I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for watching.
I was thinking about this. Remember, I don't even know if they do this anymore. I doubt they do this anymore. But back in the day, for young people who don't know this, at weddings they used to say, if anybody can think of any reason why these two assholes should not get married, stand up and tell everybody about it. Let's all fucking celebrate it. Not exactly those words. They should do that at murders. If anybody has any reason why I should not whack this motherfucker right now, please stand up and state your case or forever.
Yeah, but when you do that, you're kind of like tipping, because attempted murder is also a crime.
All right.
So.
Well, it's not attempted; it's proposed.
But you're proclaiming. You're proclaiming that you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then it's a threat, which is also.
The thing people overlooked was that, or forever hold your silence, because they would let them get married and then hold that blackmail over the dude and not hold their silence. Sooner or later, they'd come out and, when I want to bang your wife, I'm going to come. He banged the secretary right before the bachelor.
Oh yeah. Trump used to do that to people. He used to get them on the phone. Because he used to like to bang married women, and he would get their husbands on the phone.
all the time. That was his MO on all stuff.
Yeah, that was what what's his face? Michael Cohen. That's what his job was as a fixer. His job was to find dirt on people.
Right.
Find out where they're vulnerable so Trump could exploit them.
Yeah, you probably didn't catch this because it's not like on Facebook.
I didn't catch it. I've been vaccinated.
Oh, you had the vaccine for it, so you didn't catch it.
I didn't catch it.
Rogan and some chick comedian. I like to. That's how I female comics. That's how I identify them. Chick comedian. They were going over the birthday card, and Rogan had this moment where he realized the guy I endorsed is definitely a fucking pedo, but he's not like turning on him in any way. Imagine getting full scale behind a guy, and you know this guy fucking raped children, and you're still not gonna come up and say, I might have made a mistake there.
Well, it's just not him though, because that network goes pretty deep. Probably hell, most of the people he's probably interacting with are maybe affiliated somehow.
Yeah. But this is a guy he went out of his way to endorse. It went out of his way because Dana White supposedly twisted his arm to endorse Trump. But to me, if you find that out and admit that on your own show, yes, we know, because he was saying he believed it. He said, if anybody sent me that, if one of my friends sent me that or called me up and said any of the things that Trump said to Epstein in that card, I changed my number. And me, it makes you feel creeped out. Well, if it makes you feel creeped out, why are you still endorsing this guy? Why are you still on his side? I wouldn't be.
It doesn't matter what they say about Trump. In their minds, progressives, liberals, Democrats, however you want to look at it, are worse. You know, I know people who say that it's the Democrats are the ones that are spreading hate. It's not. And regardless of what the facts actually say, I think that before the Department of Justice deleted these statistics from their website, I think they did like a study for like 10 years or something, and it showed like only 27 murders were committed. Political murders were committed by the left over the past 10 years, but it was like 500 and something by the right. Yeah. And it was like 10 times as many people killed on the right. I mean, I can't remember the exact number, but the Department of Justice removed that statistic from their website. Of course, there are people who were smart enough to capture it before it was deleted.
Yeah. It's just, we can't believe anybody's numbers unless Trump says it. We can't believe anything unless we are told directly what to believe by the Fuhrer. That's where we are. Anyway,
I think you mean furry.
Furry Fuhrer.
Did you say that
furry
right?
Fuhrer. They should have a furry Fuhrer costume.
But that would make me furious.
Why aren't we on the merch stuff for that? Get your Halloween Trump furry suit. That would be a Trump furry. So he's not that furry. He's only got a little bit of fake hair on the top. We need more merch. Nobody's buying the merch anyway, so why should I design more merch, right? Is that why just go through? Because Spreadshop is saying, what's happening? You stopped uploading designs. I stopped uploading designs because nothing fucking sells. People don't want to buy anything. That's why. All right. Want to end this?
That's a shame because I was going to move my So GD Funny merchandise line over to there to help you out.
All right. You want to end this? You want to? We have guests next week, but not a full load. I got to work on a full load for next week. So we can have people.
It's going to take you a while to get a full load.
Just wait. Hey, just wait a few days, Matt. Get yourself worked up. Then when you finally feel it's time to be comfortable, go find a nice quiet place and do what you got to do.
Hydrate. You have to hydrate. You have to stay hydrated as well.
Good point, GD. Yes, you do have to hydrate.
I have to find some time to get down to Puspita. I really do.
I'm not certain.
Oh, and if you have a nice belt, you can like put it around here, on a door.
Like the kid. That kid.
But leave yourself a way out. You have to leave yourself a way out. Otherwise, you could Robin Williams yourself.
That kid went in and out of the news pretty quickly, right? Let's skim over that story. You know the kid I'm talking about.
No.
You should. the kid who lynched himself.
Oh, the black guy.
Yeah,
the news said that they said the autopsy says was suicide.
The autopsy said it was suicide.
Well,
yeah,
like when I originally read that story, I wanted to do some research because I remember reading a few years ago that something like this had happened to another black student, and and they were saying, "Oh yeah, it was a suicide," and the family did not buy it. They were like, "No, there are bruises on his arms and legs. This is not right," and so they had to get like an independent autopsy done, and I think they proved that it was foul play.
It is possible to hang yourself. Robin Williams did it, and people do it all the time. But from a tree,
exactly.
It's a difficult thing. You got to go and climb and jump and make sure the rope is the right length and all that stuff, and that the branch is going to support you and not break. All that.
So when I put this into Gemini, this is what it came back with. Between 2010 and the present, there have been several documented cases of black people found hanging from trees in the United States. While some of these deaths have been officially ruled suicides, community members, advocates, and some family members have raised questions and called for further investigations, citing the historical context of radical lynchings in this country. Now, here's one that there's more. It says a notable period of these reported cases occurred in June of 2020, amidst widespread protests against police brutality and racial injustice. During this time, at least 5 men, 4 black and 1 Latinx, were found hanging in public spaces across the U.S. These cases, including the deaths of Robert Fuller in California, Malcolm Harsh in Victorville, California, drew significant public attention and sparked protests, while law enforcement agencies in these specific cases concluded that the deaths were suicides. Many people expressed skepticism and concern, highlighting the painful history of lynchings, and there's more.
It almost sounds now, and you two guys are probably too young or too white to remember this, but in Atlanta there was these young black children that were disappearing, and nobody connected them for the longest time. They weren't, it's like they were just treated like individual murderers.
Yeah.
And now I'm wondering. Now you got me wondering whether or not these hangings are connected. Now I'm not saying connected like it's the same person, but like, maybe like there's like a methodology. Like, say, okay, we can do this and make it look like. It's kind of like the toe tapping thing where there's a little club, and they say this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
I don't know. I don't buy it either, especially when it seems to be somewhat like there's cases of it. That
I can't think of any white people I know that committed suicide in the middle of like a campus or like a really public place like that. I'd have to stretch my memory about this, but I've known quite a few suicides. Most people do it in their home, in a private place, public.
Suicides are typically private. Yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah, and
unless they're jumping off a bridge, but that's only because we don't make small bridges that fit inside of our house.
And it's not like jumping off a bridge is not like a campus where people walk through and gonna see you there. It's like you're gonna get eaten by a shark coming by. I'm sorry, that's not funny. Why am I laughing?
Well, the sharks think it's funny.
Yeah. So that's suspect right away when you find a guy in the middle of a Mississippi campus.
If they said Connecticut, but Mississippi.
I agree. If it were like a place that is not known for lynching.
Well, here's a little tidbit. Other cases, such as the 2014 death of Lennon Lacey in North Carolina, have also been the subject of controversy and the documentary film. Lacey's death was officially ruled a suicide, but his family and a private investigator insisted it was a lynching, pointing to the inconsistencies in the police investigation.
Yeah, that story's gone. This kid, what was his name? Reed? I forget now. See, this is terrible that I forgot his name so fast. But in and out of the news, let's not talk about it. Let's keep talking about Charlie Kirk and Jimmy Kimmel and whatever. You know what? There's lynchings going on. Nobody cares. It's only a black dude, a kid. Who needs them? Let's get rid of them.
It lends itself to speculation, too, because it is around Charlie Kirk's death. And what happened soon after that, there were spikes and incidents of like racial shit going on because
payback.
Yeah.
All right, they're coming to get me. They're coming to take me away. Ha ha ha.
It's just sad that people can't they can't take accountability for anything.
So that's your good news, your comic relief here. We are glad to tell you a few yucks. Do we have any yucks? We got no yucks, do we?
I don't get it. Was this dark humor or just no humor? That's just dark. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this.
Speaking of that guy, last week I made a concerted effort not to give him a click, and then I got like 5 or 6 emails. You know what he's talking about? Like I made a concerted effort not to know what he was talking about, but I found out because people decided to email me that he was calling Charlie Kirk's murder cancel culture, and spent.
Well, he was canceled. He was canceled.
Apparently, he spent his entire program last week talking about cancel culture and how Charlie Kirk's murder is exactly that. I'm just wondering, and I'm not going to give him another click, but I'm certain people will email me about it, whether he's going to have the same opinion of cancel culture with Jimmy Kimmel's thing now this week, because I did. Some people said, he he admitted to being totally MAGA last week. I was like, what? I know his partner, that other guy, was a MAGA guy. I didn't think that I thought he was too smart to be MAGA, But
well, I figured it out as soon as when they were talking about the casings and the one was said, if you read this, you're gay. As soon as that came out, I was like, that's a white guy through and through.
Yeah, Sam Morrill's take on that. So, like, what did you think? The guy was going to pull the bullet out of him and read it? Like, oh, you got me.
Yeah, but it's on the casings. It was on the casing, not on the bullet, right?
He said, some medical aid is going to read that and like pull the bullet out and say, if you read this, you're gay. I'm not gay.
Well, think about it. If he had lived through that shooting and that you would have never heard the end of it.
Yeah.
You would never
it's almost like, but at least if with him, the neck wouldn't have been recklessly healed, right? Like, it's not like an ear where there's no blood anywhere else on the face.
Maybe he missed and got him in the shoulder or something like
that.
Yeah. Or no blood in the hair. There's no blood in Trump's hair at all.
Think this should be a new trend, though, for any killers out there. If killing is your hobby, killing is your thing, and by gun especially, sign your bullets. Leave an interesting note on there. For the medical assistants, their job is fucking boring. You get a dead guy on the table. It's like cut him up or do an autopsy, find out, he died by getting shot. But now make their job a little more interesting. Write something, I don't know, something cool. Maybe song lyrics. I don't know, but think of the medical, forensic medical people.
Bible verses. They got to do Bible verses.
Bible verses.
They gotta say like the Book of John, page 9.
Just put some creative energy into it. That's all I'm saying. Think of the people who are getting paid not great money. They are residents or interns. They're probably losing money for their education and they're working with in an autopsy situation with the coroner, and they need a little chuckle every once in a while. So give them a good joke on a bullet. I'm just saying, this is maybe we can make this a thing to lighten up the lighter side of murder, right?
Yeah.
All right, we agree on something strange. All right, GD.
Yes.
What would you recommend that people do?
Well, I'd recommend that they go see John Kenneth tomorrow, Westport VFW on the 20th.
Don't they lynch people up there?
I
I think you're thinking of the Westport Beach, not the VFW. The VFW, they don't lynch people there. They want people to come out for comedy. So I recommend people go see John Kenneth tomorrow on the 20th. Ron, are you plugging anything for this weekend?
Not for this weekend. I'll be at the hospital visiting my mom here and there. But coming up on October 4th, I will be in Williamsport for Back Alley Laughs, $10 cover. Should be a good show. Greg and Rob, Ashley Pontius, Malik Stark, and myself, we will be performing. So join us for a funny night. It's going to be a good time.
And please do not threaten Ron with violence this time. It costs extra money to have all that extra police protection.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to conflict with Ron's thing on it. Go to see Ron on October 4th. But if you're on Long Island, I'd be remiss for not saying this. Also on October 4th, Tony Walker and friends at the Giggle Room, where Ron and GD and some chubby little Amish dude performed about a year ago. The Giggle Room at Governor's. That's October 4th. Tony Walker and friends, which is a surprise that Tony Walker has friends, to be honest with you.
And if you have a helicopter, you can go to both shows that night.
That's true. That's true.
So you wouldn't recommend anybody like turn on any kind of thing in their house, or?
Well, if you're going to turn something on, if it's not a vibrator, turn on your radio.
to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me.